So let's begin by just taking a nice, deep, full breath. And another nice, deep, full breath. And now let's take the deepest breath we've taken all day. We're going to use our breath as our anchor point today, so I will periodically remind you to bring your attention back to your breathing. Just notice the breath. Bring your attention back to the breathing again. As we go through this process, we're going to attempt not to judge when we drift. Just simply return to the breath. Whoever drifts the most times and returns to their breath wins. And if you're wondering, how will I know when I've drifted? You already did. That's not your breath. And then if you thought, oh, that's also not your breath, just return to the breathing. And if you're thinking, I'm paying attention to my breath now, that also is not your breath. Just the breath. No need to get rid of the thoughts, just focus on the breath. The thoughts will still be there. And if by some chance you're unsure where the breath is, stop breathing and wait until it shows you where it is. It will call for attention. If there's something on your mind that you feel seems to be more attractive than the breathing, wonderful. Don't breathe anymore until you solve that problem. See what's more important. And then return to the breathing. Keep your attention on the breath. Return to the breathing. This isn't because the breath is more important than anything else, or that the breath is something special or mystical. It's just simply that the breath keeps you in the present moment. That's the only place it ever is. If you want to, feel free to give your mind things to do that are about the breath. You can imagine colors. You could hear the word breathe in, out. Whatever you need to do to get the mind to stay on the breath. Return to the breathing. No judgment. Let me correct that. Judgment will be there. Just return to the breathing. If you want to spend some time judging a judgment, go ahead and do that, and then return to the breath. Let's check in with the breathing again. Return to your breath. And just like a whale coming up to the surface, every once in a while come up to the surface and take a nice, deep, full body breath. And then return to natural breathing. There might be a voice in there talking about the breathing. Just leave that in the background. Put your attention on the experience itself, not the conversation about it. Just the experience. See if you can tune into the subtle experience of the body being nourished with what it needs and letting go of anything it doesn't need with every breath. See if you can feel that. As you take your breath in, feel the waves of oxygen moving through the body. And as you exhale, feel the relief of anything toxic being released. That with each breath, you're moving closer and closer to wellness. That's a good example. And so is laughter. All the different ways that your body experiences the use of breath. Conversations, laughter, coughing, sneezing. Notice that you don't know how many breaths you're going to have. So with each exhale, prepare that this might be the last one. Just fully accept that. Make yourself available for that and let it go anyways. And see if there's another one. And if there is, be interested in how you're going to use it, considering that it might be the last one. Each one precious, each one a separate lifetime in itself. How will you use it? What thoughts will it power? How will you use the energy supplied by this precious breath? What will you pay attention to? What will you offer? What will you receive? On the exhale, maybe see if you can let go of all the breath, all the way out until there's nothing left at all. And then wait until the next breath is given. Don't take it. Almost like waiting until you're hungry to eat. Exhale and stay at the bottom. Not forcing anything, but just wait until the body craves the next breath. Then let it happen. And same thing at the top. Ride that wave of oxygen in the body. See where that breath takes you before letting it go. On the exhale, completely expire. On the inhale, be inspired. This is respiration. And now let's take a moment to just listen, to see if there's any wisdom or greater awareness that is available. If you have a question, ask it. If not, just listen. Take a nice deep breath to be inspired. And then listen. Now we'll just take a moment to reflect on and think about and feel love for anybody who's helped us recently, showed us any kindness. And continuing to feel that feeling of love and appreciation, let's bring to mind anybody who we believe might be struggling or suffering today. Without feeling any pity or sadness for them, simply continue to feel love and appreciation as you bring them to mind. If you're available as a channel of peace right now, you might be given some additional faces that you don't recognize that need some love and care right now. Since you're available, you don't need to understand that, just see them and continue to feel grounded in love and appreciation. Be available as a spring of hope and wellness for anybody that moves through your consciousness to be renewed. And then keeping that same energy, bring to mind anybody who has been difficult for you lately to deal with, but continue to feel exactly the same way as you bring them to mind. Stay strong. Stay open. Stay generous. And now, give that to yourself. Return it back to yourself. Bringing that compassion and love back to your body. Appreciating yourself. Taking a nice deep breath, fully return to the room and the space that you're in, and we'll take 2 minutes for journaling if you'd like to journal. And I will now stop the recording. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for joining us.